Hello everybody. It is the 4th of July, Friday. I want to talk one more time about whether Satan is the God of this world. Because I keep getting that thrown at me in the comments all the time. If I say my Father is the God of this world, I want to be a part of this world. They come and tell me, oh, but Satan is the God of this world, so you think Satan is your father? No, I don't. I can see what Satan is, truly, and he's not the God of this world. And if you're being taught that, you're being taught a falsehood. He never was the God of this world. To see the God of this world, to see his truth, first of all, you can see him in the form. You know them by their fruit, by what it creates. See the truth of the God of this world. This world is a place where all manners of consciousness, all levels of consciousness, all forms of consciousness come together, and they live in harmony and in balance with each other. They give and they receive of each other, and they create a web of life. That is the truth of the God of this world. And those that will have their being in this world will have to adhere to his law. With is a law of love your neighbor as yourself, care about others. It is a law of cooperation, and it is a law of balance. And those that have their being in this world will have to adhere by that law, or they will not make it. That is the God of this world. And that is a world that I would be in agreement with, a thought, a desire that I would be in agreement with. That I want a world that I want to be a part of. And that is my decision. But to say Satan is an angel. It's not a God. It never was a God. Throughout the entire book, Satan is not a God. Nor is he a fallen angel. Because in the end, in the book of the Revelation, he was pushed out. There was a war. He was pushed. He didn't fall. Those are two different things. He was pushed out by Lucifer, who elevated himself in pride, saying, I am all. I am the only thing that creates. Throw Satan out of your heaven. Create a war. Throw him out. And so many now are in the pride of Lucifer. They have elevated themselves above the law of this world, saying anything is possible. We are the only thing here. We are all there ever was and ever will be. We are the only creators. And our will shall be done. And looking down on the other levels as nothing. Now I have it thrown at me again to say, pointing out the cruelty on the animal level. There is a certain amount of cruelty there, yes, obviously. Why is the lion allowed to be in this world? Because this world does not judge, first of all, and secondly, because it wants all to be a part of the world. And that includes all the levels. Now the lion is what it is. It is on a level of consciousness, and it will do according to that. The reason why it's allowed in this world is because it is within the law of balance. It is also within the law of caring, because they care for, the care is there. The balance with everything else is there. He is within the law. No lion would go out and slaughter an entire herd. Yeah? And bad as it may look, but in what the lion is doing on that level, he's actually doing good. In killing, because they usually go for the weak. And in killing the weak, they are improving the overall health of the herd. He is within the law. He is what he is, and he is within the law. And I mean, in the end, what do you expect the lion to do? Build himself a factory and grow lab-grown meat? He cannot do it, because he is what he is. But he is within the law of the world, and look, the animals are much more in the law of this world than some people. Some people have elevated themselves right out of the law. They are above it. You do not see the law. You do not see God, the God of this world. You have no idea what it is you're in. And then you blame, and here comes, you blame all the badness in this world, which is mostly perpetrated by man, not by the animals, not by the other kingdoms, but by man. And you blame that on Satan. Yeah? Oh, it is the fault of the horn-ringed goat that is the God of this world, that is creating all this badness. Horn-ringed goat, in a way, he's been made a scapegoat. He's been made the scapegoat. Put all the blame for the badness on the world on Satan and make him the scapegoat. And whatever you do, don't look at yourself and what it is you're doing. Don't try to understand what it is you're in. Yeah? Just go by doctrine. Yeah? Satan is the God of this world. He's to blame for all the badness here. We need to go to a better place. Man is ignorant. Man is ignorant of the truth, and he does bad out of his ignorance. And that ignorance is within you, and wherever you go, that ignorance will be with you unless you get into some sort of enlightenment. So let's look at Satan and his angels. His angels. The knowledge that comes to you on the low vibrations, on the negative emotions, the voice that speaks against. They are the guardians. They are the servants. They serve the law of God. That is when something comes and says, don't do it, don't do it. It will have negative consequences. It's because you are about to break the law. And they're trying to hold you back. They're giving you knowledge that you are about to break the law of this world. Trying to reach a higher level of knowledge of this world, or of creation as a whole, expanded awareness, expanded place, expanded state of consciousness, you will meet Satan himself, because he is the gatekeeper. He is the last step. He is that which will test you. Tempt you, yes, but that is a test. The temptation is a test whether you are ready to be given a greater knowledge. And that was the temptation of Jesus, where he met the gatekeeper. Now, I'm going into Matthew for the most part. The same story is in Luke, and there is a part in Luke which is actually a bit clearer. And to see why you're being taught, and the falsehood that you're being taught, that Satan is the god of this world, and why they are teaching this to you, because they are keeping you from the greater knowledge. Read the text and see what the text is actually saying. Hear the words, reason about the words, about the meaning of the words. Going by your own knowledge. Go by your own knowledge. Reason for yourself. And don't be like a sheep, just endlessly repeating the words that you've been drizzled on with from the pulpit. Anyway, so first of all, Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. So actually he went, and when he had fasted 40 days, 40 nights, he was afterwards hungered, and then the tempter came. Right. First of all, he went out of his own free will to fast for 40 days and 40 nights. Why? He is a human being, and human beings have knowledge of how to create an expanded state of awareness or of consciousness. And fasting, excessive fasting, is definitely one of the ways that is being practiced in this world to create that state. Taking drugs, going into deep meditation, lock yourself up in a cave and live off dandelion for 20 years, whatever, is a way. And Jesus took that way. So after 40 days and 40 nights, he had a vision. He went into an altered state of consciousness. That's what happened. And in that altered state of consciousness, he met Satan, the gatekeeper. That's what he is. He's the gatekeeper. He fulfills a function. And he was tempted. And when the tempter came to him, he said, "Thou be the Son of God, command that these stones make bread." But he answered and said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God." Which to me, the answer is a reflection of the truth. Man does not live. Man is not just solid. Man is not just flesh. Flesh does need bread. It does. So if you say man does not live by bread alone, man does actually need bread. Yeah, man does not live by the Spirit alone either. But he needs both. Again, the law of balance in this world. If you fast for 40 days and 40 nights, you have actually created an extreme imbalance. Now let me just say this, because I'm not in agreement with what Jesus did, or what they are doing out there now. Yeah, if you fast for 40 days and 40 nights to break down the door through an act of violence, because you have you have done an act of violence against yourself. Yeah, I'm not sure that is the correct way, but Jesus did it, and there he says, that is the first question. Yeah, that will lead to open sesame. So he gave that answer. Not just bread, but Spirit. The Word of God, the Spirit of God. And then the devil taketh him on into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and says unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Jesus said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Again, I would agree. To do something that is wrong, to start with, again, as below, so above. Below the physical is the first knowledge of the truth. And then you expand on that truth. And in the physical, no, you should not chuck yourself off a tall building and then expect God to kind of catch you. There is really the case of, should you sin so grace may abound? Yeah? Actually, the way of 17th is you should sin so grace should abound. And that is not the right way. Don't expect God to set things right for you when you're doing wrong in the first place. Try not to do wrong in the first place. Do not tempt him. Again, that was the second answer of the test. He's been tested. But here comes the temptation. And that is the last bit, and that was the temptation. And that is, again, the devil taketh him into an exceeding high mountain, and shews him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and says unto him, All these things will I give thee, if thou fall down and worship me. And here comes. Satan is the god of this world. Satan wants you to worship him. No, he doesn't. I'll show you something else, and that is actually in Luke. It is the same story in Luke, but it says something there that makes it a bit clearer. And the devil says unto him, All this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomever I will give it. For that is delivered unto me. I have been given the power to give it. Who gave him that power? If he is the God of this world, what is above him to give him that power? He is not the God of this world. He's a servant to the God of this world. He's fulfilling a function here in service to God. He is the gatekeeper. He is the gatekeeper. He is not God himself. He's a servant. That's what angels are. And Satan was a servant, an angel, throughout the entire book. Not God, a servant, an angel, fulfilling the function of the gatekeeper. He was made the gatekeeper by a greater power. So, no, he is not asking to be worshipped. He doesn't want to be worshipped. That is a test. That is a test. And then Jesus says, where are we? Get ye hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shall you serve. And the devil leaveth him, and behold, the angels came and ministered unto him. And here is Jesus gave the right answer. And the devil, or Satan, stepped aside. He led him through into the greater knowledge. He passed the test. Now, again, what when Satan is taking him deep into a high mountain, again, into the mountain, inside, and he's showing him all the kingdoms of the world and the power and the glory of them. What is he showing Jesus? Is he showing them the countries of the world? And he can have power in the countries of the world. Or he's the king of all the countries of the world. Those are not the kingdoms of the world. Those are the kingdoms made by man. Those are man-made kingdoms. The kingdoms of the world are the mineral, the vegetative, the animal, the man. And the power and the glory that is on every level. And Satan says, I will give you all of that if you worship me. And that was the test. If Jesus had fallen on his knees worshipping Satan, he would not have been let through. He would have been caught on this level, worshipping Satan. He would have been caught, trapped in the physical. The worship of Satan will trap you in the physical. And then you get the physical. What the world has to offer in the physical. But you will never see the greater truth. So Satan did not say worship me because he thinks himself the God of this world. That is the test that's been set. Now, and once you go past him, he will step aside. He will not trap you. If you are ready, if you have the right answer, if you have the right understanding, you will go past. He will not prevent you. But then people say, well, I mean, it is true. Those that worship Satan are caught in the physical. That is very true. But then who made the choice? He is just the tempter. He is the one that is tempting you to stay in the physical, to stay in this world, or this level of the world, the level of understanding of this world. He's not forcing you. Satan has no power over you. None. You are the one being tempted. You are the one that is making the decision. You are the one that has the choice, and you are the one that is making the choice. And what do? Blame making the wrong choice on the fact that you were given a choice at all? Or blame it on the one that gave you the choice? You are the one that is making the decision. It is up to you. And if you want free will, there you have it. That is free will. Then live up to it. And don't make the wrong decision and then make Satan the scapegoat. So, yes, Jesus went through into a greater awareness of what this world is, a greater understanding of it. Went to a higher level. That is what this story says. And no, Satan is not the God. He's the gatekeeper to a greater understanding. And if you worship him, you have not passed the test. And you will be trapped in the physical. but not because Satan had power over you. The decision was always yours. You are the only one that has power over yourself. If you make the right decision, you pass the test. He cannot prevent you. He has no power over you. So as far as I'm concerned, and I really wish people would stop calling me a Satanist, because I'm not. I see the function of Satan in this world. I see the function of his angels in this world. The guardians. They are guardians. They are guides. They're trying to keep you safe. Now, there's one thought that I had, and that is, it is said that God will not give you more than you can handle. Yeah? If you do not pass the test, you should not be given that knowledge, because you are not ready to handle it. Again, it is not being withheld from you by some evil God that is trying to entrap you or keep you on this level. There are those that for who the door has opened that were not prepared for what happened, and it leads to confusion and insanity. It can lead to that. So the fact that the door is being kept closed is there to save you. You have not reached the point where you can go through, which is why I am not going through excessive fasting or anything like that, because that is breaking down the door and then going in there like a thief to have your hand in the cookie jar. It will do you no good to have that knowledge if you have not done the foundational work. And the foundational work is done in the physical. That is the foundation. To gain understanding, to see what it is you are and what it is you're in, to know what it is you're doing, to know the law. To know the law and to learn how to stay within it. And for that you will need Satan's angels to tell you when you're going wrong. And for me, if you do that, I think at some point the door would open naturally. If you are ready within yourself, you have understood, you are ready to go, then that door will open naturally. You will not have to force it, it will just happen. Or at least I'm hoping. At least I'm hoping, that's my theory, I'm hoping I'm right. But, and if it doesn't open in this lifetime, I also believe in reincarnation. Better luck next time around. If you're an eternal being, you've got an awful long time to get it right. And you should take that time. You should take that time to learn. See, the glory, the power, the riches of this world, the riches you can gain in this world, even on the physical, is knowledge. That is the gold. In a very twisted and idiotic way, they're actually doing that at the moment. You know, what is the most precious commodity in this world, or the most valuable commodity in this world? It's knowledge. They're mining data. They're mining the gold. It's very close to the truth, but it has taken an extremely twisted form. And to have knowledge of the world is knowledge of the Creator, because everything is Him. And to me, this idea, of cooperation, of balance, of the living together of all that will adhere to this ideal. To me, that is a very high level consciousness thought. The idea of I can do whatever I like, I am the ruler of everything, is a low level consciousness thought. It is the thought of Yaldabaoth. And that is a delusional state. I think this world is very close to the truth of the Creator himself. And yeah, try to learn something while you're here. And if you're ready to know this on another level, if you've done the works, if you gained the knowledge, if you've gained the understanding, then hopefully that door will open. Satan will step aside. He's not trapping you. He has no power over you. But you must do the works for that door to open. So, when I say my Father is the God of this world, I am not a Satanist, because Satan is not the God of this world. He's an angel, he's a servant to the God of this world. He fulfills a function within the system. And in the temptation of Jesus, he is the gatekeeper. He is the tester. And yes, he will step aside. If you worship him, you will be trapped in the solid, but that is not Satan's fault. You are the one that made the choice, not him. He only tempted you. Don't make him a scapegoat. The fault is yours. No, let me just say this. Those that are the pride of Lucifer, those that have put themselves above the law, those that think anything is possible and they can do whatever, and they think that that is freedom. I have a very strong feeling, I'm getting increasingly a very strong feeling that the rapture will come. There will be a judgment day, and that those that were the pride of Lucifer, those that have elevated themselves above the law, that they will be flung out of this world. This world will spew them out. And I don't think they are going to a better place. Getting spewed out of this world is not being elevated. It is a fall. It was the fall of Lucifer. Fallen from the truth of this world. Anyway, I leave it at that for today. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.